Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in again today. I am here with a review on Chanel's new Perfection Lumiere foundation. I got a lot of requests from you guys to review this product, so I'm really excited to share with you my thoughts. I've been using this foundation for probably between 2 and 3 weeks. I wanted to give it a fair testing period before sharing with you my thoughts. And yeah, so I'm just going to kind of go ahead and get right on into it. I'm not super familiar with Chanel foundations. The only other Chanel foundation I own or use is the Chanel Lumiere Aqua, and I have reviewed this one. I absolutely love it. So I didn't have a lot to compare it to. I had gotten a sample of matte Lumiere in the past. I know that they're phasing out Pro Lumiere, which is a very dewy, radiant kind of moisturizing formula. Heard a lot of mixed reviews about that one. Some people are really upset about it, that it's been discontinued. Some people are fine with it. But I personally was really excited about Perfection Lumiere because it's a long wear makeup and it's supposedly had a matte finish. So I am someone with normal to oily skin. I absolutely love long wearing foundations. I love foundations with a matte finish. So I was really excited to give this one a try and had really high hopes for it. Just to give you some background, this retails for $55 per bottle and it comes with 1 fluid ounce. It has SPF 10 in it. And I have this in the color B20. It has a pump, which is really great. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch it for you. And I'm also going to try to compare it to Lumiere Aqua in B30 because I wear Lumiere Aqua in B30. Now, when I had been reading reviews about this product before I bought it, a lot of people said that the formulation oxidizes, and oxidizing is when a foundation turns darker or oranger over time. The way it adjusts with the air, it darkens. And so I had been told, make sure you go a shade down in the Perfection Lumiere. So if I was a B30 in the Lumiere Aqua, I opted for B20 in the Perfection Lumiere. And as you can see by this swatch, the top here is Perfection Lumiere, and then the bottom here is Lumiere Aqua. Now, as you can see, these colors are very similar. Granted, they haven't oxidized yet, but B30 here on the bottom of Lumiere Aqua is not that much darker than the B20 here on top. If you visit Product Girl's blog, that's actually a friend of mine, Lori, writes for that blog. If you visit that blog, she compares the Perfection Lumiere in B30 to the Lumiere Aqua in B30. And you can clearly see in those swatches that the B30 in Perfection Lumiere is darker. So I just wanted to give you guys a forewarning. If you have Lumiere Aqua, be sure to get color matched or maybe go down a shade lighter because of the oxidation and also the color range just being a little bit different. Also, as you can see, the Perfection Lumiere has a very yellow undertone in this B20 here versus B30 is a little more neutral in the Lumiere Aqua, which for me personally, this B30 Lumiere Aqua color suits me a lot better. I found B20 for me to be very yellow based and almost washed me out. I did try Perfection Lumiere in B30 as well, but B30 was quite too dark. So for me, I wasn't able to find an exact color match, which is a little frustrating, but this foundation does come in 20 colors in 3 color families: beige rose, and beige ombre, which is for the darker skin gals. So that is good. This is the most extensive color range that Chanel's ever come out with, but for me, I didn't find an exact color range or color match for me. With that, this is definitely a medium buildable coverage. I wouldn't consider it a lightweight coverage. I also wouldn't consider it a full coverage. But with that, I think you really need the color match to be pretty good. Otherwise, it's going to make you look either ghostly or way too dark. B30 for me, I definitely had a foundation line, and B20 for me, I did look a little ghostly. With that, as I mentioned before, the finish of it is definitely matte. Especially when you first apply it, it is a very matte finish. Now, as someone that likes a matte finish, maybe more of a natural matte or a demi-matte finish. I was really excited to give this a try, but for me, the first few hours, it just really made my face look super flat, really one-dimensional, and didn't have that nice kind of sheen or radiance to it that so many other foundations that I like have. One of my all-time favorite foundations is Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is definitely a natural matte finish. It is matte, but it also has a nice sheen to it. Another one that I love that has a demi-matte finish is MAC Match Master. And even the Lumiere Aqua has a bit of a demi-matte finish. So upon first application, this to me it wasn't the greatest finish. It did look almost overly mattifying, making my face appear somewhat dry and flat, very one-dimensional. I found that I had to do a lot of contouring, a lot of highlighting, and wear a lot of blush to really make my face pop the way that it normally would using other more sheer radiant foundations formulations. Now, I'm not a person that's gung-ho about light coverage foundations. I love a full coverage foundation, so that I'm not trying to knock this at all. It's not even like I had a problem with the coverage level. I'm not saying it was heavy, because it definitely isn't heavy. It's a very lightweight and it's a nice medium coverage, but I think my biggest gripe with this was just the finish. It starts off extremely matte, and then by the end of the day, you look almost natural or dewy. It was a similar experience that I had with my Shiseido Perfect Refining Foundation. This is another one that starts very matte, and then by the end of the day, you look very dewy, almost oily. So that's just something that I'm not a fan of. I like a foundation to really hold up throughout the day and be really long wearing. And for me, Chanel just really didn't hold up to that claim. They don't, I don't think, make an hour claim like MAC Pro Longwear, for example. They claim that this one lasts 15 hours, and I tested that out and it definitely does. It's the same claim for Estee Lauder Double Wear, 15 hours, totally lives up to that claim. Chanel, they just said long wearing. They didn't say 8 hours, they didn't say 10 hours. So I'm not really sure what they meant by long wearing. For me, long wearing means 12 plus hours. Chanel Perfection Lumiere, for me, lasted about 8 to 10 hours tops. So all in all, I mean, the pros of this foundation are the packaging, love the pump, love the lightweightness of it, love the coverage. I think if you can find a good color match and you have a little bit more of an oily skin type, this might be perfect for you. For me, it was a little bit too drying and just didn't wear long enough throughout the day. It started off looking flat and dry, but then by the end of the day looked kind of oily. So I didn't really have that happy medium that I usually go for. So I'm not sure that I'll be keeping the Perfection Lumiere. It just wasn't my favorite foundation I've ever tried, and because I have so many others that I really like, I'm not sure that it's worth keeping. But like I said, if you have oily skin, if you like a lightweight medium coverage foundation, and you're a fan of Chanel foundations in particular, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. But I wasn't blown away by it the way that I was with the Lumiere Aqua. I think that I would definitely reach for this a lot more. There was actually, when I was wearing this, I just kept looking in the mirror and just being like, wow, I just feel so lifeless and just so dull, and you know, have I not been sleeping? Have I not been doing my skincare routine? I just couldn't figure out why I looked so bad. And then I just swapped my foundation to the Lumiere Aqua, and I suddenly looked revived and refreshed and hydrated and glowing and radiant, and I was just like, whoa. It was obviously the foundation that was making me look tired and dull. So my personal opinion is that this foundation is not for anyone with normal skin, or maybe even for someone with oily skin. But even if you have oily skin, this probably won't last very long on you. You have to find a really good color match, and you have to be prepared for the finish to be extremely matte. I would not recommend setting this with a powder. Maybe a very, very, very light translucent powder just in the T-zone. But all in all, I don't think that you need a powder with this. So yes, all in all for me, I think that Chanel Perfection Lumiere is going back to the store. I'm sorry. I definitely will be open to trying other Chanel foundations in the future. But if you're interested in any of my reviews on the Chanel Lumiere Aqua, the Match Master, the Pro Longwear, or the Estee Lauder Double Wear, these are all foundations I would recommend, but I would probably not recommend the Perfection Lumiere. So if you're interested in reviews of any of the other foundations I mentioned, just click below. I'll include links. And I'm always here to answer any foundation questions you have about different formulas, colors, anything. I love answering comments, so feel free to leave me a comment below. You can also follow me on Twitter at Ms. Beauty Bitch, and I'm happy to answer your questions there. For a full-length written review of the Perfection Lumiere, check out my blog at msbeautybitch.wordpress.com. I have pictures of the B20 swatch online as well, so if you want to read my review, visit this link. Thanks for watching and make it a great day.